Wait, oh, what? Ew! It's almost, the headline is almost just good enough that I don't even need to read the article. Why is this making me emotional? Doing something a little different today from the last few weeks. I have done this format before, which is reacting to positive vegan news stories. This is something that I like to do for my own mental health, and I feel like specifically my vegan mental health, is look up positive stories and just soak in all of the positivity happening in the vegan movement, because there's certainly a lot of negative stuff also happening. It's easy to get caught in the heaviness, and just reading about uplifting vegan stories or stories that give me hope that things are moving in a positive direction really does a lot for my well-being. I think the last time I did this format of video, I picked the stories ahead of time. This time I didn't do that, and it's not because I didn't feel like doing any prep. It's more because I want to be reacting to the stories, you know, seeing them fresh for the first time. You're only gonna see the good ones. I'm gonna cut out the ones that end up not being good. So I'm gonna be looking on veg news, see what I can find there, and then I'm also just going to Google search vegan. I really like doing this because I feel like on the designated vegan news sites, we're getting sort of a vegan tinted lens over everything. So the stories I find through Google are sometimes a little bit more exciting, or more of a measure, I feel like, of how veganism is being talked about in the world at large. Let's just do vegnews.com and see what we find. How Lenny Kravitz's vegan diet keeps him fit at 57. Music legend Lenny Kravitz was spotted working out in boots, sunglasses, and tracksuit at an NYC Equinox. Is the secret to crushing his workouts rooted in his vegan diet? This is essentially just a puff piece about Lenny Kravitz being hot and being vegan. Like, there's not really a hot story here other than that. I think Veg News essentially just took paparazzi photos of Lenny Kravitz at the gym and turned it into a story. Kravitz first revealed during an interview with Men's Health in 2020 that he's been eating mostly raw since 2016. I'm assuming raw vegan. I'm not seeing anywhere in here where he actually talks about being vegan. New Culture's novel cheese to debut at LA's legendary Pizzeria Mozza. So this is a very trendy pizza spot in LA, which now that I'm back on the East Coast, I'm like, is kind of a joke, because LA pizza is just a joke compared to East Coast pizza. It just is. But this company called New Culture, I haven't heard of them. Let me know if you guys have. New Culture's dairy identical vegan mozzarella cheese made using precision fermentation will make its restaurant debut at Pizzeria Mozza. James Beard award-winning chef Nancy Silverton will soon have just the thing at her Los Angeles restaurant Pizzeria Mozza. She chose to partner with New Culture, a food technology company that makes dairy identical vegan cheese using precision fermentation. Made using microbes instead of cows, New Culture's vegan cheese stretches and melts just like mozzarella, a key selling point for Silverton. So it sounds like this company was started in New Zealand. By using precision fermentation, New Culture cultivates the crucial protein casein, which is responsible for the unique mouthfeel, stretchiness, and melt of traditional cheese. This sounds really exciting. I think a lot of vegans agree that vegan cheese is the category that has lagged the most, even though there are a ton of amazing vegan cheese products, and most of us who are vegans have totally come to accept these products as our new norm. At least I have. But I definitely do feel, specifically with pizza, the birds are really having a good time out there. My second cat is in the window living her best life, but you can't see her. That sounds of nature in my vegan content, it's perfect. And yeah, especially with pizza and having a cheese that melts similar to dairy cheese, I think that is a category that's been lacking a lot. And I do love the Miyoko's pizza mozzarella. I think that has been the closest and the most satisfying for me, but there's definitely room for more innovation, and it sounds like this company is really doing that. I think that's very exciting, and I would be very interested in trying it, but on an East Coast pizza crust. Here is a Lizzo story. Lizzo has been performing nearly nonstop for months on her The Special tour and sharing plenty of vegan meals along the way. So this is a topic that was very relevant in our local vegan community very recently, because Lizzo has been on tour, and apparently whenever she's in a specific city, she goes out of her way or makes a point to, you know, look into and support local vegan restaurants in that area. So naturally, the few all vegan restaurants that we have in Connecticut were really excited for Lizzo to come to Hartford, which she was supposed to do this past weekend. Unfortunately, she was sick and she had to cancel that stop, and she will be rescheduling it at some point. But Tracy from Three Girls Vegan, who you guys may remember I did a video with few years ago, she was set to cater after the show for Lizzo and her team. She still did. She still catered for Lizzo's team who was there, but I don't think Lizzo was there. I think it can't be understated the impact of Lizzo posting about local vegan restaurants can have on those restaurants. Yeah, I just think, you guys know how I feel about Lizzo and the fact that she's vegan and what an incredible example she's setting for a lot of people in that way. You know, stuff like that where like candy. What just happened? My cat just like glitched and it really scared me. I literally thought a bird just flew into my window. Let's just Google vegan, see what comes up. What? Daily Mail. This is why school vegan dinners can be worse than meat options. Get the f out of here. Oh my god, this is really... I'm sorry, this sounds straight out of the animal ag PR machine. I'm a nutritionist. This is what your kid's school dinner should look like, and why healthy vegan options can be even worse for your little ones. Schools are doing a huge disservice to children by serving processed foods. Some vegan meals lack iron, zinc, B vitamins, and high-quality protein. Yeah, and some animal product meals, actually all meals that contain animal products, have high levels of cholesterol, lots of fat, lacking in fiber. Like, this is bullshit. Okay, this is supposed to be good news. I'm sorry. I just saw this article and I couldn't help it. Leave it to the Daily Mail to have some ho-hum BS article. Vegan nuggets, beans and chips, a baked potato, bread and salad, even a meat-free sausage roll. These are just some of the dreary-sounding vegan school dinners served up to kids over the past few years. Those don't sound dreary, those sound delicious. That's just, okay. This is from PETA. I normally avoid clicking on PETA just because there's always some like horrific graphic picture on the margins or at the bottom or, you know, inevitably somewhere. But this is interesting to me. The headline is, "Hey Indy 500, how about vegan milk for Victory Lane? We'll even toss in 10K." I didn't know about this, but I find this interesting. I have been obsessed with the F1 show on Netflix. I know I'm very late to it. Totally obsessed. I have been binging it. And one of the reasons I was so interested in watching it is the Lewis Hamilton of it all. I'm sure you guys know who Lewis Hamilton is, but if not, he won the Drivers' Championship 7 years in a row. And he is openly vegan, proudly vegan. I would say definitely a vegan activist. This is not Formula One, it's IndyCar. Gear up to get the Indy 500 milk chug to go vegan. PETA's offering to match or exceed the $10,000 that the American Dairy Association Indiana Inc. pays the winner of the Indianapolis 500 to drink cow's milk in Victory Lane. Ew! So, the American Dairy Association of Indiana pays... Now, as you guys know, as we all are on the same page about now, about dairy checkoff programs, this is absolutely part of the dairy checkoff program. I talk all about that in the Auburn Plaza video. So basically, whoever wins the Indy 500, I don't know how much milk, but they chug cow's milk in the Victory Lane?
At Indy, get this, you're getting a bottle of milk. It all started in 1936 when the cameras caught Louis Meyer drinking his daily dose of buttermilk after winning the race. From that point on, and seeing a marketing opportunity, milk executives encouraged Indy 500 winners to drink milk in Victory Lane.
That literally makes me want to throw up. Just thinking about the intensity of racing and what your body goes through, and then when you're done, you have to stand there and drink a bunch of cow's milk. That is so perverse and so American. This is the way I think PETA operates in a very smart way, is that they capitalize really well on these viral cultural moments by sort of inserting themselves into them and pointing out the absurdity of, you know, for example, the winner of a race having to guzzle cow's milk. Yeah, of course there's a bunch of graphic images in this article. PETA's gonna PETA. But anyway, interesting. I'm not sure if that's good news, but it's definitely news to me. Another thing about DC Veg Week. Oh, here we go. Wait. Oh, I want to click on this, but I'm not caught up on Succession. This, it's like, I feel like Stefan on SNL. This headline has it all. Here, okay, this is the headline. The headline is almost just good enough that I don't even need to read the article. Piers Morgan says Succession has become vegan TV after Paul and I, again, we're very late to Succession, but we started watching a few months ago. We're obsessed with it. But then something happened where we got logged out of our HBO, or like, let's be honest, my parents' HBO account, and like had to figure out the password. So basically we got stalled somewhere halfway through season 3, I think. So we never finished season 3 and we're not watching the current season, and trying to avoid spoilers has been absolute agony, but I think I ended up getting it spoiled. I don't want to spoil it for any of you, even though you guys are probably like, we're not insane about spoilers like you are, we don't really care. Let me try to read this, because I am so curious how Succession, veganism, and Piers Morgan are all being tied together in this article on Deadline. Talk TV and Fox News anchor turned his rage on HBO's media mogul drama on Tuesday, arguing that it has become vegan TV blank blank blank, the spoiler. But what does it have to do with being vegan? Ew! Okay, he said Succession post spoiler thing happening sucks. I'm trying to do it in an angry Piers Morgan voice. Succession blank 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 sucks. Got to ep 7 and really struggling to maintain interest. It's become vegan TV, missing the hot sizzling meat. Is that how Piers Morgan talks? I don't know. He's angry and he's British, so that is hilarious. Okay, well, that article didn't really have anything to do with veganism, but it popped up on the vegan result and it made me smile. So, let's see, what else? This is from Totally Vegan Buzz, and it says, cheese lovers swear to go full vegan after learning the truth about the dairy checkoff program from Totally Forkable's latest video. I'm just kidding. About Parmesan production. Parmesan production generally uses rennet from young cows, sheep, and goats. Most of you guys probably know this. A lot of store-bought cheeses, especially hard cheeses, use rennet, which comes from the inner lining of baby animals' stomachs. Sounds absolutely disgusting and like, how could that be real? But it is. This is old news to me and probably to most of you, but I'm wondering what happened to make this become a big story. Online frenzy started after one user tweeted, "Today years old when I found out Parmesan cheese is made from baby cow's stomach and I could go cry. I'm just gonna have to go full vegan at this point." The tweet attracted many comments from other users who expressed their disgust at this information. They don't show the tweet, but I'll try to find it. "I did not know. This makes me very sad. I like Parmesan, but don't think I can ever eat it again," wrote another user. "Wow, I had never heard that. Dairy is scary for real. That's the last time I buy this." Other commenters noted that there are several other types of cheese, including Manchego, Gruyere, Gorgonzola, and Camembert, that also use rennet. Let's end on this one. This seems like a really good one to end on. This is from veganfoodandliving.com. I had seen someone mention this on Facebook, and I'm really curious about it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 branded Best Animal Rights Film of the Year as director James Gunn scoops vegan award. So there are spoilers for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm gonna try to present it to you guys without spoilers. So it sounds like in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, there is a heavy lab testing animal rights storyline involving one of the main characters, who I think is the only main character that's an animal. So I hope that's not a spoiler. Vegan charity PETA has praised the film for spotlighting the cruelty of animal testing and awarded director James Gunn with a major accolade. Through Rocket, James Gunn has put a face, a name, and a personality on the... Why is this making me emotional? Through Rocket, James Gunn has put a face, a name, and a personality on the millions of vulnerable animals being cycled through laboratories as we speak. PETA is celebrating this as the best animal rights film of the year for helping audiences see animals as individuals and suggesting that just because we can experiment on them doesn't mean that we should. This is so surprising to me and really incredible. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the biggest and highest grossing franchises of the last 20 years, I want to say, 10, 20 years. Yeah, I don't know if this is sort of an accidentally vegan storyline, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it is elevating this issue of animal testing, which I think within the vegan spectrum, animal testing is sort of the most palatable thing for people to talk about, non-vegans to talk about in a non-threatening way. It's something they can understand why that's wrong, and it's potentially a gateway of sorts.
If you are a dog owner, especially someone that had a tiny little dog that maybe looks like a raccoon, this movie's gonna destroy you. Because the animal cruelty in this movie makes me want to go vegetarian tomorrow.
I have that in my notes. I almost want to go vegan now after watching this
Yeah.
movie, which is a thought that has never entered my head for a millisecond. But I don't know if I can ever go to a zoo again.
Let me know if you guys have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, if you can comment on it without spoiling for others, or at least just give a spoiler warning. Yeah, so cool to see a storyline like that in such a major blockbuster. At the same time, I feel like there's kind of nothing new about animals being represented in a sympathetic way in film history. I mean, if you just look at Disney movies across the board, you would think that these were vegan propaganda, but people somehow seem to be able to separate these stories from real world animal rights and vegan activism. You know, for example, Finding Nemo, everyone's rooting for Nemo to be saved, and then people are going out and eating sushi and probably not thinking twice about Nemo. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance in terms of people's sympathy for animal characters with names and animals in real life. I still think this is really a positive step forward, and just very cool to see. Let me know what you guys think of all of these stories. It's sort of a nice range of stories, I think. Some celebrity focused, some food focused, some activism focused, mostly positive with a few questionable ones thrown in there. I'd love to hear from you guys moving forward if there are any video topics in terms of sort of vegan deep dives or investigations that you would like me to do, you know, similar to my last few videos. I oftentimes get great video ideas from you guys, so if there's anything in particular that you're like, you should look into this, you should deep dive, you should investigate, let me know. Really appreciate you guys checking out this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed these stories. Subscribe for more of my videos, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!